वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 4 Chapter 9 Text 22 4 9 22 प्रस्थिते तु वनं पित्रा प्रस्थिते तु वनं पित्रा दत्त्वा गं धर्मसंश्रयः दत्त्वा गं धर्मसंश्रयः क्षत्रिश क्षत्रिश त्रिष्मात् त्रित्रिंशात् वर्षसहस्रं चत्रिंशात् वर्षसहस्रं रक्षितव्यः तेन्द्रियः रक्षितव्यः तेन्द्रियः प्रस्थिते तु वनं पित्रा दत्त्वा गं धर्मसंश्रयः क्षत्रिंशात् वर्षसहस्रं रक्षितव्यः रक्षितव्यः अतीन्द्रियः प्रस्थिते तु वनं पित्रा दत्त्वा गं धर्मसंश्रयः क्षत्रिंशाद्वर्षसहस्रं रक्षितव्यः तेन्द्रियः प्रस्थिते तु वनं पित्रा दत्त्वा गं धर्मसंश्रयः क्षत्रिंवर्षसहस्रं रक्षितव्यः तेन्द्रियः प्रस्थिते तु वनं पित्रा दत्त्वा गं धर्मसंश्रयः क्षत्रिंशाद्वर्षसहस्रं रक्षितव्यः तेन्द्रियः Translation Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. After your father goes to forest and awards you the rule of his kingdom, you will rule this. You will rule continuously the entire world for 36,000 years, and all your senses will continue to be as strong as they are now. You will never become old or bored. In Satyayuga, people generally lived for 100,000 years. Dhruva Maharaj ruling the world for the 36,000 years was quite possible in those days. ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सागना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् साधना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त तप्त काञ्चन गौरंगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी सुते देवी प्रणमामि जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम करोति वाचालं भङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुवन्दनातारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम् हरे कृष्णा. Thank you for joining. I seek all of your blessings. So these words and the translation is like a wonderful, especially to the atheists. Immediately as soon as they wrote this verse, what did they say? When an iconic word is of mythology, who is going to stay for 36,000 years? Is it possible? So, so the, but if you see now, living for 100 years is highly, like, no, it's a great achievement. Somebody who is living for 100 years, somebody who is living for throughout their life without eyeglasses, without their hair becoming gray, or without loss of the hair, or their body fully functional, is like impossible. Like 70 years is the max. 70, 80. So if you are like above 18, they will be like walking like, shaking. So but if we see, we also see some people are there, uh, older generation persons, they are quite fit, and like I see some people like they are like 80s, or they look like somewhere around 30 years old. So and see the memory power, like right now we don't, our memory power is out of question, out of syllabus. You just, somebody says some phone number, you have to write it down, otherwise you can't remember itself. So based on all those things, those are the proofs that the as the age progresses, as the pollution, as the contamination in the subtle and gross level increases, all these finer and finer powers, physical, mental, and all these abilities, they go drastically down. So, and we should not think that because we cannot do, somebody cannot do. So that's why, like, it is said that why they call Satyayuga, Tretayuga, Dwapara and Kali Yuga is in Satyayuga. Satyayuga, another word, I don't know what is the name of Satyayuga. So Satyayuga means like Dharma used to be on four legs. All the four aspects of Dharma are prominent. Treta Yuga means only three aspects of Dharma are prominent. Dwapara Yuga means only two aspects of Dharma are prominent. And Kali Yuga means only one, that is Satyam. Satyam, Saucham, Daya, Tapas Saucham, Daya, Satyam. Okay? So, so in this age of Kali Yuga, hardly Satyam is returning. Because if somebody says, if you give money to that person and somebody is delivering, that is symptom of Satyayuga. So, sorry, it's not Satyayuga, that is symptom of Satyam. Okay. So not like outright, of course there are some people doing that also, outright falsity. Okay. So if you see here, the context of this verse is Lord is giving benediction to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, after performing austerity for 6 months, Lord appeared in front of him and Dhruva Maharaj offered his wonderful prayers, and Lord is giving him the benedictions. And until Dhruva Maharaj was once he started performing austerities, he immediately, by the mercy of Narada Muni, he immediately had the darshan of Lord Hari in his heart, and he totally forgot that why he is doing sacrifice itself. Like no, that become very secondary. Means he is not very much concerned about what I'm going to get, because he is so much attracted to the Lord. He started performing austerities, and other things become disturbance. Eating, sleeping, and breathing also become disturbance. That's why he stopped everything, and he was totally absorbed. And Lord wanted to glorify. Like if somebody is doing pure devotion service, Lord wants to glorify them. Why? Because looking at that person, some other person will get inspiration. Lord doesn't like if Lord thinks, he would have when Dromara stopped breathing, everyone in the three worlds gets suffocated. It is by the will of the Lord it happened, because that's how they come to know that a 5-year-old boy, 5-year-old kid, small kid, is performing so much severe austerities to attain the perfection of Krishna, or perfection of Krishna consciousness, or to attain Krishna. So, one more instance is where Lord glorifies his devotees. One time, all the demons, they conquer heavenly planets, and the devatas are driven out of their uh, abode, the heaven. And all the devatas go to Vishnu. Say, my dear Lord, we are homeless now. Please do something like that. And Lord said, why you wonder? Why you always think about this? No, why don't you get something permanent? And no, they said, no, what is permanent? So it's really if you want to defeat these demons, you can actually go to Dadichi and ask for his what do you call spine, the bones of bone, yeah, the spinal cord, right? The Indra's Vajra is made up of spinal cord of Dadichi, backbone of Dadichi. Yeah? So, and Devatas go, and Devatas go, and Dadichi Muni was performing his meditation. He was very fully satisfied, and he is doing his own business. And Devatas go and start glorifying him. Oh, Dadichi Muni, you are such a great personality, that and this. And finally says, oh, nice, nice, thank you. Why you came for? I said, can you please give your backbone? Like we wanted to make this Vajrayada. And then she was, how can you just ask that? Like, like you're literally saying you die that so that you'll get victory. How can you do that? Like Dadaji was totally detached from the bodily conception. He doesn't care he's living or dying. But he just wanted to please the demigods. How can you say that body is so dear to everybody? How can you tell us to give up your body? If somebody is sitting and eating, so I'm thinking, can you give your plate? It's hard, right? He's also taking prasad. No. Then Devatas give philosophy. Great souls, they sacrifice for the sake of others. No, you should be like that, like that. He's saying. It's like Dadaji, when he looks at them, then what about you? Why don't you sacrifice? So, but finally, Darijamani laughed and says, no, no, no problem. I'm just happy to serve you because Lord sent me, and it's my great fortune to serve you all by giving this body. So he left the body, and Devatas made this Vajrayuta and killed Rudrasura. Okay, so uh, means anything especially in this verse, what we can focus is there is wonderful series of verses that I came to know. Like I learned many things while preparing for this class. Okay, it is said that there are two kinds of classes of men. Let us talk about getting material benediction from the Lord. So when you go in front of the Lord, we should ask for something. So, but when we ask, okay, you go in front of the Lord, ask for some benediction. What anybody will do? Prosperity, Dhanam, Janam, Dari. Yeah. So we ask that, but not it is said that there are two classes of men, Kripana and a Brahmana. A Brahmana is one who knows Brahman, the absolute truth, and who is thus knows his real interest. A Kripana is, however, is one who has material bodily conception of life, not knowing how to utilize this human form, human or demigod life. A Kripana attracted by the things created by the material modes of nature. He actually hankers for the material things. Okay, so there is series of verses. This actually taken from Sri Prabhupada's purport 6.9.42. Yes, sixth canto, ninth chapter, next number 49. Okay, so there is a series of verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela. I will read that verses. Okay, what is Lord's actually? When somebody approaches the Lord asking for material benediction, what does Lord thinks? Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, text number 30 onwards. Okay. Krishna is compared to sunshine and Maya is compared to darkness. Wherever there is sunshine, there cannot be darkness. As soon as one takes to Krishna consciousness, darkness of illusion, the influence of external energy will immediately vanish. The external illusory energy of Krishna, known as Maya, is always ashamed to stand in front of Krishna, just as darkness is ashamed to remain before the sunshine. Next verse. One who immediately is freed from the clutches of Maya, if one is seriously and sincerely says, "My dear Lord Krishna, though I have forgotten you for so many long years in this material world, today I am surrendering unto you. I am your sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your service." Then Krishna says, "It is my vow." Krishna is saying that, okay? "It is my vow that if one only once sincerely surrenders unto me, saying that, 'My dear Lord, from this day I am yours,' and prays to me for courage, I shall immediately award courage to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time on." Okay. Due to the bad association, the living entity desires material happiness. You have to underline this one, okay? Due to bad association, the living entity desires for material happiness, liberation, or merging into the impersonal aspect of the Lord, or he engages in mystic yoga for material powers. If such a person actually becomes intelligence, he takes to Krishna consciousness by engaging himself in the intense devotion service to the Lord Krishna. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering the transcendental devotional service. If those who desire material enjoyment or merging into the existence of the absolute truth engage in the Lord's transcendental loving service, they will immediately attain the shelter of lotus feet, although they do not ask for it. Krishna is therefore very merciful. Okay? Krishna says, if one engages in my transcendental loving service, but at the same time wants some opulence for material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish. Indeed, he is just like a person who gives up ambrosia to drink poison. Wait, should I repeat that translation? Krishna says, if one engages in my transcendental loving service, but at the same time wants the opulence of material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish. Indeed, he is just like a person who gives up the ambrosia to drink poison. Since I am very intelligent, Why should I give this why should I give this fool material prosperity? Instead, I shall induce him to take the nectar of shelter of my lotus feet and make him forget the illusory material enjoyment. So whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desire, he undoubtedly does so, but he does not avoid anything which after being enjoyed will cause one to petition him again and again to fulfill further desires. When one has other desires but engages in Lord's service, Krishna forcefully gives one shelter of at his lotus feet, whereas where one will forget all other desires. When someone engages Lord Krishna's devotional service for the satisfaction of his senses, instead he acquires a taste of serving Krishna, he gives up the material desires and willingly offers himself as an eternal servant of Krishna. Sorry, the last words. When he is being pleased by the Supreme Person, when he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruva said, "Oh my dear Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe type of penances and austerity. Now I have gotten you a very difficult. I have gotten you who is very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and the kings to attain. I was searching after the pieces of glasses, but instead I have found the most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you." The conditioned souls are wandering throughout these different planets of the universe, entering into various phases of life. By good fortune, one of those souls may somehow or the other be delivered to the ocean of nescience, just as many big log, just as one of the many big logs in a flowing river may by chance reach the bank. Okay. Okay, this entire chapter is wonderful. We can all read that. Madhya chapter 22. Madhya chapter 22. Especially verse number 32 to 42. So here Krishna himself is saying somebody who is asking material benedictions is a very, very foolish. Because Krishna says, right, like Yam Yam Vaviswaran, whatever you remember or whatever you desire at the time of death, that state you attain without faith. And Antikale Chimamaya Swaran Mukta. But if one remembers Krishna, he will attain Krishna. Attaining Krishna means free from all the problems of life. No birth, no old age, no disease, no death, no? And constantly in loving service of Krishna. So that's why Dhruva Maharaj himself, after attaining the benediction, see like what are we our desires? I want to have a fame, like like social media, a lot of subscribers, or I want to have material opulence, nice like a billionaire or millionaire, like something like that, and some good land and circle of influence. I wanted to have so many people. I wanted to maybe president of United States, something like that. So those are insignificant when compared to Dhruva Maharaj's position. What to speak of Dhruva Maharaj's position? Even the Brahma is also comes under Dhruva Maharaj's jurisdiction now. He is going to come under Dhruva Maharaj's jurisdiction. Because Dhruva Maharaj is going to directly on Dhruva planet around which even the Brahma Loka will be circumambulating. And Dhruva Maharaj, after getting all such a wonderful benediction, he feels like kind of disgust of himself. So what did I achieve? Why did I desire this material benediction? Otherwise, I would have gone back to spiritual world directly and be in the association of the Lord constantly. So Lord, there is Lord's external energy, there is Lord's internal energy. So whatever we get through the external energy will be an obstruction for us to become more and more closer to Krishna. If Krishna's external energy is so enchanting and so attractive, what to speak of internal energy? So that's why a devotee will never ask for any benediction. He's always, like it is said that if somebody asking for a material benediction from the Lord is like asking mother to give poison to the child. What does mother likes to give? Mother likes to give nice food stuff, nice nourishing food stuff. But mother never likes to give poison to the child. But what materialistic persons they ask the Lord? Dhanam Dehi, Janam Dehi. What is the Jai Jagadish Hare? So even relieving from so good. Even asking the Lord to relieve from the miseries of mental existence, even difficult situations, is also materialistic. So, but then what is the role of Krishna? If you don't have to ask Krishna. They said that devotees never ask Krishna any benediction, not even spiritual, not even material also. Then what is the role of Krishna? Krishna is so powerful, so beautiful, and should not ask spiritual also, you should not ask material also. Then why should we Why should we need God? Right? That is the conception. If God is there means a rich person, we are going to rich person means we are asking for some money, right? Otherwise, he is a rich person and common man is also same thing. And why we have to give special interest to the rich person? No. So in the same way, Lord is the richest, most powerful, most beautiful, and most renounced. So what is the conception? But God gives us everything even without us asking. Karmana Daivanetrena is according to as per the laws of karma, based on whatever the work we have done, Lord will give us based on what we uh, deserve. So based on our karma, so we have to do our activities. Karmanyavadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't think about the results. Don't worry about the result at all. Result come or not come, you have to do your service. You have to do your japa. Even like somebody posted this. Chant if you are focusing fully, chant. Like if you are not able to focus, also keep chanting. And your mind is distracting, keep chanting. All these things, right? Just chanting is our duty. Getting the taste or getting the realization or getting no, all those things are even like our mind gives a lot of trouble also. So that is none of our business. So we have to do our duty. So, but that is the level one. Doing everything as a duty is okay, but doing the same thing out of love is recommended. Okay? Any sadhana or any seva, doing out of duty will actually attract Krishna. Doing out of love will attract Krishna. Doing out of duty will only mitigate the miseries. Okay? So asking any material benediction from the Lord is like, I gave the example of that old lady, right? Who actually went to forest and took a large bundle of sticks and she was carrying, and suddenly she dropped it, and she got in the forest. Somebody was there to lift it and put on her head, but now she dropped on the midway. There is nobody around her, and she started crying. Then Lord stopped in front of her. How can I, do you need any help? I would like to give any benediction to you. What is the old lady said? See that, like put my bundle on my head. So that is the mentality of a person who asks any benediction from the Lord, because Lord will anyhow give the things, whatever you desire, whatever. If you are a devotee, Lord gives whatever is best for you. If you are non-devotee, Lord gives whatever you deserve. So like, that's why, like, when Srila Prabhupada, like, Lord is like, there is one strong word, like, which Prabhupada uses in his word. Let me see. Prabhupada writes, if a Kripana is not knowing of his self-interest, foolishly asks for something material, one who awards it to him is also foolish. Means, like, if you go to any demigods, ask for anything. I want wealth, I want to name, I want to, like, outstanding results, anything material. And demigods will give immediately fast, fatapat. 7 days, 21-day puja, demigods will give. Because they wanted to get rid of you. They don't want to see your face. Well, take it and get away from here. Like that they will give. There are so many demons, they worship Lord Shiva. No, none of the demons worship Lord Vishnu. Because they know Vishnu koi dena wala nahi hai. Vishnu will never give anything to us. So they only worship Lord Shiva or Brahma or some demigods. And demigods appear in front of them. Like, there is Brukasura, right? Like, he actually said, I wanted to touch anybody's. His name is Brukasura. Actually, that's how they transformed it. Brukasura. So he asked anybody, whomever he had a touch, he has to burst. He said, what kind of benediction is it? Ask something else. And that person is adamant, no, I want this only. So then Lord Shiva said, okay, tatastu. Then that person started chasing Lord Shiva only. But even the demigods, they get all their powers from Krishna only. And Krishna want to teach lesson to Lord Shiva. I should not be offending Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva also wanted to show how the mental benedictions are so dangerous. And generally, Lord Shiva can disappear, right? To not be seen by devotees. But Lord Shiva was not able to disappear, and this person is chasing behind him to touch Lord Shiva. Because he got attracted to Mother Parvati. Mother Parvati is so beautiful. Let me have why Lord Shiva. So, and finally, Lord comes and makes him touch his head. Lord comes as a Brahmana boy and says, you are believing in the benedictions of Lord Shiva. Who will believe this? And nowadays, whatever Lord Shiva says, the benedictions are not coming true only. If you want, you can try your own yourself. And this demon is so foolish that Brahmana boy is there. He cannot touch that Brahmana boy only. Huh? He touched his head and he actually killed himself. So, like that, demigods don't care about what is the result. If you see, Hiranyakashipu has so many benedictions. And Brahma said, why do you need all these benedictions? He didn't say like that. Okay, tadastu. He gave it. But due to which what happened? He was killed within 5 years. Yeah, Dhruva Maharaj was 5 years. No, when the Lord. Huh? No, Dhruva Maharaj was in his mother's womb when Narada Muni gave the instructions. So within 5 years he was dead. If Hiranyakashipu doesn't have those benedictions, he would have lived at least a good amount of years. That is in Satya Yuga. Some thousands of years he would have lived. So material benedictions are not actually benedictions. They are curses. Anything we desire, especially devotees, when they desire anything other than, that's why, like, our acharyas, they are so merciful. They are, what to ask also they say. Don't ask anything, Krishna, anything. When front of Krishna, only ask Namaruchi, Jivadaya, and Vaishnava Seva. These are the three things that you can ask. These are also called spiritual benedictions, but that you can ask. That way we can see how we are dependent on Lord. So the conclusion is whatever comes into our life, like if our life is going on well with no difficulties, no health problems, no financial problems, no family problems, be grateful to Krishna and show your gratitude to Krishna by serving and serving Krishna and serving devotees. But if some difficulties come, take shelter of Krishna. Actually, to say frankly, when some difficult situations comes, we become more and more dependent on Krishna, become more and more closer to Krishna. Take that as an opportunity to become more and more Krishna. So, in either case, our only goal is to become more and more closer to Krishna, more and more dedicated to Krishna. So this applies to spiritual master also. It applies to guru also, authority also. We should not ask that give me that, give me this. No, spiritual master also. Like Prabhupada one time was traveling in the train. One person came. Asked Swamiji, and give me your blessings. So, Prabhupada ignored it. He didn't even care about it. He kept on bothering Prabhupada. Swamiji, give your blessings, Swamiji. Swamiji, Ashirwad do. Swamiji, Ashirwad do. Prabhupada, बाद में नहीं नहीं नो स्वामी जी दे दो आशीर्वाद दीजिए स्वामी जी. He started grabbing Prabhupada and putting in his head and said, Swami ji, Ashirwad do. And he said, Prabhupada, all these Westerners shaved head and then doing kirtan are there. If I give blessings, you will become like that. Should I give blessings or not? रहने दीजिए स्वामी जी, let it be. So Prabhupada, this person wants to get something very cheap. So like that, we don't know who was what was. So when we, with respect to gurus and spiritual master also, only thing that we can ask is how can I serve you, and try our best to serve them and try our best to fulfill their uh, like instructions are. So and Lord will be very pleased if you serve his devotees. Madbhakta puja vyadika means my devotees have to are more qualified to be worshipped. So that's what I can think of. I'm sorry if I spoke anything wrong. And with respect to Lord Shiva, I was smiling because I don't mean to insult Lord Shiva. Is uh, actually not about that person, but the Leela. So please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Kashyap, when his wife was carrying Lama, at that time Narad Muni came and protected her, right?
Yeah.
But then, yeah. But then Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for so many thousands of years. No, more than 10,000 years. Minimum 10,000. So he was in the.
So yeah. So he was doing tapasya, and one time he gets a little bit disturbed, and he went home, and then he spends time. He impregnates his wife, and second time then he comes. See the tapasya also. The fructification of tapasya also depends on the Lord Himself. When you have to get the results, when you have to achieve success in your endeavors, it all depends on the Lord. It is foolish to think that we are able to accomplish something on our own. It's foolishness. Everything is as per the will of the Lord. So until Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for so many thousands of years, but the progress was not much. But after Prahlad Maharaj was conceived by his wife, then he gets benediction from the Lord. The Lord Brahmaji. Okay. Any more questions or comments? Any corrections? Hare Krishna online. Anybody have any questions or comments? Yeah. Yeah. Brahmana is one who is actually focused on his spiritual progress. Only desire he has, like Prabhupada writes also. I mentioned that. So
you explore only Krishna.
yeah. So yeah, I read that verse, right? Devotee doesn't ask for any asking for any material benedictions or spiritual benedictions also. All they need is Prabhupada quotes this from Krishna book. Nagavani asks this benediction. Let whatever be the condition of my life, always I will be able to remember you. Prahlad Maharaj also same benediction. So devotees don't ask for even the spiritual benedictions also they don't ask. They only ask, my dear Lord, whatever the condition I may be in, I never forget you. So that's why like our Acharya says, right? Namaruchi, Jivadaya, and Vaishnava Seva. If you are Namaruchi, we always want to chant the holy name of. When we chant, we remember Krishna. Jivadaya as a service to fellow being, preaching, serving, and Vaishnava Seva, serving spiritual masters, serving the devotees. So everything is covered there. Okay? That's the only thing that we have to ask the Lord. Rest of all are disturbances, rest of all are irrelevant things, especially for a devotee.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, but in all the lectures, we miss like most of the lecture, we hear that we should pray to Lord Krishna, that we should go to Krishna Loka and we should not come back. We should accept from, we should not come to the cycle of birth and death. So this is not spiritual desire.
Yeah, that is spiritual desire, Mataji. But the pure devotees, I said, we should not do. We can. That is the legitimate desire. But pure devotional service means not even desiring that. Pure devotion means just Krishna, let me be your servant, life after life. Mama Janmani Janmani Ishware. I don't care if I'm in the hell, I'm in the heaven, or I will go back to Godhead. But let me not forget you and always let me always serve you. That only great devotees can aspect. Like if you see Kuntimari asks, Vipada Sandhu Sashvat, that means Krishna Kuntimara saying, my dear Krishna, I will be able to remember you when I have difficulties. So I pray that difficulties come again and again. We will never be able to take that ask that kind of benediction. Thus, but pure devotees wanted Krishna even if there is any difficulties also. You understand the point, right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. But is it possible for us, Prabhuji, like, miss, we are not in that level, but
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. We should have the mood. We don't want to, like goal is like the Krishna knows whom to take back to Godhead and when and where. Will definitely will not give the difficulties which you cannot handle. Okay. So, but as much as possible, we try to. Prabhupada himself says, with uh, a, a gentleman should always try to go back to Godhead. This material world is not a place for gentlemen. Means anybody who is actually pious, they cannot live in this material world. So that's why they have to aspire to go back to Godhead. But we don't have to ask them. Lord only will give benediction based on our desire and based on whatever perfectly suited for you. Lord will give us. So our only duty is how in whatever situation we are in, we have to always remember Krishna and we serve Krishna with utmost dedication.
okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Harish, thank you for the nice question. Okay, any more questions or comments? Lindir Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Sri Prabhupada ki Jai Ananda Kota. Thank you very much. Please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong. Sri Prabhupada ki Jai.
Still good.